Hello everyone, my name is Mr. Iggyx and I'm back with another Rome 2 replay cast, and this time I'm bringing you the semi-finals of the All Kind tournament organized by Zeal Xanthopus, and this is the other semi-final. I showed you the first one a few days ago, and this is the second one, and tomorrow I'll be bringing you the finals, hopefully. I'll edit them down and fix them up for you guys, I've actually seen this replay before, but somehow I wasn't recording and so I was talking to myself basically for 15 minutes, so that was brilliant, well done me. But what I can tell you as a result is that I know that this replay is fantastic, and I'm really looking forward to showing it to you guys. So let's have a look at the army compositions real quick. So remember, the All Kind tournament, you bring max 2 of the same. There's no cap on melee, there's no cap on horse archers or anything like that, so it's just max 2 of the same, and you just have to figure out what army you're going to bring like that. And honestly, you don't really need the cap on unit types because of that max 2 same thing. It really leads to some crazy armies, and I haven't seen any OP builds so far. But yeah, it has been quite nice. So we have 2 swordband in the front, we have 2 painted ones, 2 heroic nobles I assume, 2 chosen swordband, so basically 2 of the best of every unit of the faction, essentially. Yeah. 2 heroic riders, 2 of these veteran riders, and 2 of these light cavalry, and no skirmish from VOD KOE. And oh, by the way, VOD KOE will be playing as the Iceni, and Bobi will be playing as the Suebi. So the Suebi, he's brought 2 Bloodswornets. Click play so we can see the rest of his army. But I mean, I don't really need to tell you the army compositions because it's just 2 of the best of the factions unit, pretty much. It is a little bit different with Suebi because they have such a large roster, I guess. But we have 2 Bloodsworn in the front, 2 Club Levy, 2 Cimbri Bowwomen, 2 Germanic Slingers, 2 Berserkers, 1 Swordmaster, 2 Wodenat Spears, I assume, or is it 1 Wodenat Spear? No, 2 Wodenat Spears, 1 Noble Rider, 2 Riders of the Hunt, which is an interesting pick, and 2 Germanic Scout Riders, which, yeah, fair enough, that can definitely work. So yeah, so it's 2 Swordmasters, okay, my bad. So that's actually a pretty strong core here. So we're going to have, presumably, well, I'm saying presumably, but I know what's going to happen. We're going to see this front line engage with their really nice charge, these Club Levy, with their and Bloodsworn to blunt the charge of the Iceni player, and then we're going to see this really powerful core, which presumably has fast charge activated. Yes, it does. Arivistus is activated here, so that means that these guys are going to get engaged, and while these units are caught between by the Suebi cheap front line of infantry, these elite infantry can engage without being charged. So that's the general gist of it, I believe. And we see these Briton Scout Riders chasing away these Germanic Scout Riders, which I'm not sure how good of an idea it is, but usually doesn't end well. But we see a straight up charge up here in the middle, and we also see a flanking movement here from some cavalry, and he's just going to take the engagement of his Bloodsworn here. They will actually do pretty well. I mean, Bloodsworn is a fantastic unit. It's definitely one of the best mid to low tier melee infantry in this game. I don't think anyone can debate that. They're a fantastic unit. Any faction would love to have them in their roster. These Club Levy are going to get absolutely destroyed, though. They don't stand a chance. Although Club Levy do have a bonus versus infantry, which is why they're probably one of the best mid-shield units in the game. These Noble Riders do have activated fast charge, so they're probably going to do pretty well against these heroic riders. And we do see some support coming in from the Swordmasters, and we also see the mainline engagement going down here. As I said, these Berserkers are getting in without being charged because of these Club Levy that took the charge here. We're also going to be seeing the General activated, and these Berserkers are going to go absolutely crazy. It's a shame the Iceni don't have any skirmishers, because then they could shoot down these Berserkers and make sure they don't get as many kills as they currently are. 45 kills in a few seconds is not shabby, ladies and gentlemen. So nice job there. We have these Slingers here who could be a disaster in late game if the Iceni player is not careful. And we do see these Wodenats of cavalry counter tactics getting in there. Going to get a lot of kills, so you better get his heroic riders out there very quickly, because oh no, it's not cavalry counter tactics, it's fast charge, so my bad. Cavalry counter tactics being activated now, however. Frontline engagement seems pretty equal so far. These Berserkers got in without being charged, so they're going to do pretty well, honestly. Although they're no longer Berserk, which is definitely a problem because they're exhausted. This engagement seems to be going very well for the Suebi because well, both players have lost a lot, but because there's support here from the Suebi, there's also support from the Iceni. So this engagement will probably go in the favor of the Iceni if the Suebi does not get support here. These Wodenat Spears losing decisively, it seems, and the cavalry is definitely going after the skirmish of Bobi, because I mean you can't let skirmishers survive the late game. That's just a recipe for disaster. And we see these heroic riders trying to get in front of these Wodenaz spears, get a few rear charges, but these Wodenaz will definitely get a few kills. We do see these chosen swordband chasing down some slingers because they don't want to get pelted, which makes absolute sense. And we do see these skirmishers at the mercy of these heroic riders. They're going to get a lot of kills here and finish off that skirmish unit. This chosen swordband is definitely getting overwhelmed, and on the whole, let's see the frontline engagements. These berserkers are doing pretty well. These Druid nobles are probably going to bite it soon, especially because they're going berserk here. These swordmasters are matched up very well with these heroic nobles. Not sure who will win that one. They're both about tired and winded, but we are going to see a rear charge here, and rear charges are very devastating against berserkers due to their low armor and low unit size. So that's a very nice move from the Icena player. And now we're going to see another rear charge from these Britain scout riders. That's nice. No, actually we're not. So VOD KOE is going to go after the skirmish of Bobi again to make sure he has nothing till late game, because it will be an absolute disaster if he does. And actually these veteran riders are losing to these Kimberly bowwomen because they do fight with a spear, ladies and gentlemen, as you probably know, which gives them a bonus versus large, and they do very well in these sorts of engagements. So they are a very handy little unit. We see another charge going down here from these Druidic nobles, which is a bit of a disaster for the Suebi player. Because of their charge bonus, they can do some serious damage if they don't get their charge blocked. But yeah, so we do see these repeated cycle charges and support here from these Druidic nobles, so the Suebi general is probably going to bite it at this stage. I don't see how this can go very well for the general here, especially because we see more units being freed up here. So yeah, the general should die quickly, although we do see Wodenaz spear support coming in here into the center, throwing their jabs, killing a few heroic riders here. And an engagement between berserkers and Druidic nobles, a very similar unit. Both have 60 men in their unit, but yeah, the Druidic nobles are just going to overwhelm them in this engagement, it seems. And we're going to see a rear charge here. So that's the end of those berserkers. And we do see these heroic riders left here to the late game, 2 of them to be exact, and some veteran riders. So having cavalry to the late game with all of your units engaged is an absolute disaster. It's a recipe for disaster, ladies and gentlemen, because you can't protect the rears of your units, and that's just GG usually. So we would expect the Icena player to win this at this stage, but let's see how this battle goes down. It is definitely a very close one. Cavalry counterattack is going down here, despite being rear charged. These guys are going to get a lot of kills actually. That's a very nice move. He better get his heroic nobles out of there immediately, because they're going to drop very, very quickly like flies. So rear charge here. We also see cavalry counterattacks being popped here, so these guys probably didn't enjoy that engagement, though we do see another rear charge, which probably isn't wise. Well, actually the Woden Spears routed, so we do see the Icena player definitely getting the edge here in the late game, although the power bar seems to imply that both players are very close here. These sword masters are almost a full unit basically, and they're gonna destroy these Druidic nobles and do a lot of damage to the heroic riders if they don't get out of there quickly. So however, we do have 2 heroic nobles, both depleted, both with the same amount of men as the sword masters, but there's still cavalry on the field for the Iceni. 3 units of cavalry, and we do have the depleted Wodenaz here with 2 chevrons, which will probably get dealt with by these heroic nobles, honestly. So it's still very close, but definitely an exciting battle. But I'm definitely going to put it in the favor of the Iceni player here, unless if things go terribly wrong for the Iceni, which they will, who knows. But this Wodenaz Spear is going to quickly try to get into combat as quickly as possible to support this Swordmaster unit so it doesn't get too depleted. Then we're going to see these repeated cycle charges into the rear of these Swordmasters, which are going to be absolutely disastrous. But these guys are in red morale, so these Druidic nobles are definitely going to rout, and if we see the popping of cavalry counter-tactics here, that could be an absolute disaster for the Iceni player with its cavalry dropping, essentially. Although we're going to see here returning the favor, a rear charge from these Druidic nobles and these heroic nobles, who both have devastating charges, so we're probably going to see these Wodenaz Spears drop pretty quickly. And it seems like the Iceni player does have this under wraps. Another rear charge here from these heroic riders will do a fantastic job, especially against Wodenaz Spears, given their light nature. They are light spear infantry. But definitely, as you can see, the dead litter the field, and this has been a very close game. So well played to both players. Let's see how this grinds down. So it seems like these heroic nobles are fresh, with 55 men remaining, and these sword masters are exhausted. So I really don't see how the Suebi are going to pull this one out. But we'll see. We have seen a mass rout of a lot of Iceni units though here, and these two just don't want to crack. So this could, if these heroic riders rout off the field, this could be a lot closer than VOD KOE would like as the Iceni player. We do see shield wall going down here, as he should put it down, so he gets that 5 bonus versus infantry. Another charge from these Woden spears who were in shield screen, so they weren't properly engaged, which is why they were able to get that charge. So even that little charge bonus will definitely help there. So Heroic Nobles 48 remaining. These Druidic Nobles are about to rout off the field, honestly. Yep, they're routing, so this could actually go in the favor of the Suebi here. However, these Heroic Nobles have 43 remaining, 36 here, but the Heroic Nobles are fresh. So, despite the fact that it's a free unit here of Woden spears, these guys are fresh, and that means they'll do far more damage than these Sword Masters in prolonged melee combat. Although they both seem to be dropping, so this is all dependent on the HP remaining on these units. Let's get a quick close-up here on these units so you can see some of the combat. But yeah, it's going to depend on how many nasty charges each player took towards the end of the game or towards the beginning. You can't see the HP on units, unlike in other Total War games, so we don't know exactly how badly injured each of these elite units is. So we'll just have to see. But we see the Swordmasters not dropping as quickly as Heroic Nobles would like, and despite being in fresh morale, they seem to be losing slightly, which is somewhat bizarre. Yeah, it is bizarre that despite being fresh, these Swordmasters... Okay, now they're still winning. I just can't quite understand that. They do have 3 chevrons, but it still doesn't explain this very strange phenomenon. So who's going to rout, ladies and gentlemen? Let's see. Looks like these Swordmasters are threatening a waver again, but there is 1 minute 22 seconds on the clock here, ladies and gentlemen, so we don't know exactly how this is going to go down. And I'm going to predict that these guys are going to stabilize with that information. And given that I've watched this before, of course. Yep, they're going to stabilize. I'm a soothsayer. So, these Heroic Nobles, despite being fresh, still can't finish off this exhausted and shaken Swordmaster. So, somewhat bizarre. I don't quite understand this. This witchcraft. But, yes, King of the Dead is certainly a troll. I'll definitely agree with you there, Snacko. Although he is a moderator, so you do want to be careful. Snacko's trying to join the clan, by the way. So, these Swordmasters are still routing here. Heroic Nobles are probably going to take them off the field, though there's still 36 seconds remaining in this match. This is a super close battle coming down between 15 Swordmasters and 15 Heroic Nobles. Somehow these Heroic Nobles are just struggling to kill these Swordmasters. Although we are going to see Unbreakable mode here, so it's very unlikely that these Swordmasters are going to... Although we do see a little bit of a pull away from the Suebi here. I assume that because this guy, because the Swordmasters were in shield wall, he just wanted to pull away from the engagement to get another charge. But it doesn't matter because it's going to be a costly victory. Certainly a costly victory, I think you'd agree. But let's have a quick look at the stats. A very exciting battle. It's a shame I couldn't have experienced it for the first time with you folks, but we're just going to have to deal with that. So, VOD KOE getting a 1,508 kills, and he is going to move to the finals, by the way, which I have casted live, and they will be out soon, so don't worry about that. 113 kills here from the Heroic Noble General, which is not bad, especially because it was probably an elite unit, given the XP rank. 124, not bad as well, looking at the rank, although normally it's not brilliant. Chosen Sword Band, doing pretty well. This one, not doing very well. These painted ones, not doing great, honestly. These Sword Band getting a lot of kills for their price, so well done there. These Veteran Riders doing okay, and these Heroic Riders doing pretty nicely, 2 chevrons each. So I think they were the ones that killed Noble Rider here. They got absolutely destroyed. These Druidic Nobles, nothing special here. Not bad, I guess. They're probably killing the Berserkers actually, so that is not bad. Not a bad performance. And these Britain Scout Riders getting quite a lot of kills going after skirmishers. That's nice there. Nice performance on the whole from VOD KOE. The micro was good from both players, honestly, and it could have gone either way. I think you could definitely see that. And from Bobi, we see 118 kills from these Swordmasters, 173. So nice performance from the General and these other Swordmasters. These Germanic Scouts not doing brilliantly, and these Noble Riders definitely got absolutely destroyed. It's a shame. If Bobi could have supported them properly, that's definitely the difference between winning and losing a battle, an elite unit like that. So who knows? These Riders of the Hun not doing much. His Kimberly Boehm got caught out because he did have his whole army engaged. He did get rid of unfortunately, he got rid of his Bloodsworn and his Club Levy units very quickly in the beginning of the game. So what you normally see with a lot of other, in a lot of replays is these guys will be pulled back last second so they can protect skirmishers. But they were absorbing charges, so fair enough. But as a result, he couldn't protect his skirmishers very well. This Berserker's doing okay, nothing particularly special. I've definitely seen a lot higher, I've definitely seen a lot lower. These Wognat Spears doing a nice job, 3 chevrons and 2 respectively. So yeah, a great battle, thanks for watching, and I'll be back with the finals, so stay tuned.